Hey friends, this is Webinas and today we'll be looking at a very interesting problem. This question was asked by Amazon and today we'll be solving almost distance k in binary tree. This is from lead code. So in this question, we are given a binary tree, right? And we have the reference to the root node and we have the reference to a target node. I will tell you what is the significance of it, what is the target node basically. And along with that, we also have an integer, okay, that is k. So basically guys, let's say this is the tree right here and let's say we have the reference to the root node, no doubt, and there is a node, let's say 5, and that is our target, right? So why we call it target? Because uh, the the integer that we are having, that is k, that defines that we need to print those nodes which are k distance away from the target node, right? For example, right here, what is the k? The k is basically 2 and target is 5. So if k is 2, I need to print the nodes which are at distance 2 from target node. So the target node is 5. So I'll calculate, okay, 1, 2. So 7 is one of the value. Similarly, 4 is one of the value. And if I'll go up and here, so this is one of the value as well, right? So I hope it is pretty clear to you that what we are doing, we need to print those nodes which are k distance away from the target node, right? Not from the root node, from the target node. So I guess it is pretty clear to you. Everything is clear to you. Now, I just want you to look into this tree, right? So let's say this is our binary tree, which is given to us, and this is the target node, which is 2. All right, cool. This is the target node, and here the k is basically 3. All right. So as k is 3, so which are those nodes that need to be need to be returned? So those nodes are 1, 2, 3. That is 7. One is 7, and other one is there any node? 1, 1, 2, 3. So that is 2. Right? So 7 and 2 are the nodes which is the answer. Okay, cool. So right now there are two cases, as you can see, that either the nodes which are required to be returned can present below the subtree rooted with the target node. This is one of the case, and the second case is that those nodes can also be considered if that present uh, above it, the hierarchy above it. For example, this is 2 and this is the children, let's say this is the children of 1, right? So there are some nodes present above, I would say, which are the children of its ancestor. So those nodes can be considered as well. For example, node 2, if I would, this is the target node. So 3, or 2 is the node which can be considered as the node which is k distance away from the target node, isn't it? And the 2 is basically the uh, different, I would say, the child, or it is descendant of the target node's ancestor. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. All right, so it is pretty, simple to print the nodes which are below the target node. Or I would say, if the target, if I would consider the target node as the root of its, its subtree, then it is pretty simple to print all the nodes which are k distance away from it, right? Below it, I'm talking about. For example, that is 7 now. But is the reference to any node which is given like left or right, so that is why it is pretty difficult to move upward in a tree, because as I am directing the edges to any of the children, for example, like this. So for any node, it is only two references are given, that is either the left or right, uh, depending on upon the existence. For example, left is not existing, right is existing, so we have only the right reference, and so on and so forth. So so this is what the problem is, right? So the problem is we cannot move upward. For example, I'm right here at target, I cannot go upward. So in that case I cannot have the privilege to print 2, all right? But I can go downward and I can print anything that I want, right? Let's say 7. So it is pretty simple to print 7, but the printing 2 is quite different, quite tricky. So okay, cool. So it is pretty simple that we can go downward and do whatever we want. Now let's talk about how to actually solve the issue that we are talking about, that is pretty difficult to go upward and so on and so forth. Okay, so let's think in this way. If there is a way to, if there could be a way to tell every node, let's say every node has the access to its parent, right? Let's say 2 knows that who is its parent, let's say, right? Similarly 3 nodes who is its parent, right? So in this way, if every node knows that who is my parent, then can I actually access all of them? Yes. How? Let me tell you. So basically, guys, here we will do some mapping such that, for example, for 2, 2 will know that who is my parent, 3 will know that who is my parent. Similarly, here 2 is also knew that okay, 3 is my parent in the same way, right? Because below, so because below this level, everything is all right. So I do not require any mapping for all of them, right? Because, I can simply do a BFS traversal and I can, print those nodes which are actually k distance away from it, from the target node. But above it, above or the ancestor level, if I were trying to, propagate all the, I would say the, you know, nodes which is actually present in the ancestor, rooted as the ancestor. So for that, it is quite difficult to, find, because I cannot move upward. So that is why if somehow I get the access to the parent, then it would be pretty easier to, just propagate all these nodes to get the result. Okay. So I hope it is pretty clear to you. Now, how to do that? For example, let's run this particular example to understand that how we can actually achieve that. Okay. So let's say, first of all, as 2 is given to me, right? So let's say that uh, below, below this particular level, I do not actually require the mapping. All right. I will only try to store those nodes which are actually really important to get those values. So for example, for 2, I know that, okay, 1 is my parent. Similarly, for 1, that is nothing, okay, because 1 is the only root node. That is the original root node. Anyway, for 3, uh, 1 is the parent. Similarly, for 2, because I'm not storing the values, okay, I'm just storing the nodes. That is why the addresses are different. Okay, and it is 3. Okay, so these 3 are the mapping that I am currently having. All right. So in the queue, let's say there is a queue. Okay. And in this queue, first of all, I will, let's say, push the target. Let's push the target. And I'll try to propagate all the nodes using BFS traversal. So I see that it has the left and right child. All right. So as it has the left and right child, does it also have a parent? So how can I verify that it has a parent or not? So I can simply go and look into the map that, you know uh, does it have the parent or not. So as 1 is there in the mapping value, so I can clearly, indicate that okay, it has a parent. So in that case, I will simply go on and push one. Okay, just to say that okay, it is a parent. So look into this. Look into this matter. See, uh, now I am able to access the parent, right? Initially, I was not able to access the parent because I was not able to move upward. But now I am able to access the parent, right? So similarly, as it has both left and right, I will push them as well. 4 and 5. And as you know, everything I just have pushed for this node, then I will try to pop one by one, and I will try to propagate other nodes as well. So in this way, I'll have the access. Let's say I'm right here, right in the queue. I just have popped this and I just have pushed, let's say, all of them, and I'm right here at one. Now I can see that okay, it does it has the left child? Yeah, it has, but it is already accessed. Okay, so for that I need a visited array, which can tell me that which can actually restrict the fact that I should not touch a node which has already been visited, right? So in that case, the visited array or set will help me. So anyway, it has the left child, but it has already been visited. So that is why I'll go on, go to the right child, right? I'll push 3. All right. So in the same fashion, if I'll go on, I see that whenever for every I would say node, for every level I'll try to decrease my k. Okay, so whenever my k will be 0, that means what? That means I just have visited those nodes which are required to be printed. Okay, so I hope it is pretty clear, guys. So if you still have any doubt, you can simply comment below, so we can address those issues after that. Okay, it is pretty clear then. So basically, now let me actually fill all the, let me basically refer all the parents to each children above the target level. All right. So for that, and it is very required that we should have the access to every parent to each of the children in constant amount of time. So unordered map or hash table will be able to do that in constant amount of time. So what I will do is, let's call it get parent. Okay, and similarly we'll have a set here as well, and let's call it visited. It will try to verify whether the node has already been visited or not. On the basis of that, we can restrict ourselves to touch touch a node which has already been visited. Okay, so basically what I will do here is I will simply going to fill all the mapping. So I'll try to do a BFS traversal, I mean depth traversal, and pass the root node and target here along with the map. Okay, the map is basically get parent. Cool. So let's do the DFS now. Root, then the target. Okay, and the map. Let's copy the line. All right, so right here what I'll do is, but what will be the base condition? So as below the target, the subtree, as I do not require the subtree to be mapped with any parent child, I just require to map the map above the target node. For example, I'm right here, I just need to map all these things, right, with their parent child relationship, but I do not require the mapping for the nodes which are below it, because I can access them using simple breadth first search traversal, right? So when I see that okay, there is no root, or the root is basically, I would say, let's say target. Okay, if I reach target, then I should return back. And if it is not that case, then what I will do is I'll see that okay, if roots left is existing, then I will simply going to write that get pair of root left equal to root. That means I am referring the child to its parent. All right. And in the same way, I'll call the DFS for, I'll traverse the left side. Okay. Left subtree all of the left, left children's, and I'll try to map all of them to its parent. Cool. In the same way, I'll do for the right child's. I'll try to look into if the right child is existing, then I'll try to map that child to its parent. I'll tell that okay, this one is your parent, and similarly I'll go traverse the entire right subtree as well and try to map everyone. Anyway, so it is done. So the mapping is now done. Now the work is, as I will be using a queue, or simply if I would say that I will be using a BFS or breadth first search traversal to go on each and every nodes. All right. And whenever I see that okay, k is basically 0, because whenever I'm going down to any level, I'll be decreasing my k. So when I encounter that the k is basically 0, that means I have reached those nodes which are required to be printed. Okay. So in that case, the queue will be of node type, and let's say this is queue. So first of all, I will be pushing the target node right here. Okay, let's say I'm right here, just push this node, right? And in the same fashion, I'll be pushing the if see basically when the df I just have mapped all the nodes, I also have mapped the this is it, as this is the child of its parent 3, so I just have mapped 5 to 3. All right, so there is no problem to move upward then. All right, so in this way. So so first of all, what I'll do here is I'll see okay, if q is not empty and k is still greater than or equal to 0, in that case what I will do, I'll first try to find out the size, because I just want to get all the nodes in the current level, okay, to be encountered. So while I'm right here in this level, what I'll do, I'll try to propagate, I'll try to find out each and every level and try to propagate their children's as well. All right, so let's call it current node. Okay, cool. Now let's pop it out of the queue. Now what can I do right here is I can see that if k is 0, then let's say we just have an answer vector as this is required, we just required to return a vector of integers, and those integers are the values. Okay, so we can clearly push the number if I found that k is equal to 0, right? So all right, so in that case current nodes value is required to be pushed. All right, so right now I can see one thing that okay, if current node is current nodes left is existing, then what can I do? I can simply going to push it in the queue, isn't it? But there is one more thing that you should notice right here. Suppose, see, actually I'm not actually traversing only the below of this target node, as well as I'm also traversing to the upward, right? So while I'm in the upward, so let's say I'm right here at 3 at some point of time, and I see that okay, it has the left child, and I will be again trying to push 5, which has already been visited, isn't it? So I need to take care of that thing as well. That means if 5 has already been visited, that it should not be pushed again. Okay. So in that note, I can do one thing. Uh, as I have a visited, let's say, you know, set. So in that case, I will simply check, okay, if visited of current nodes left, if current node left is not in the visited uh, set, then and current node is also existing, then I will be pushing the left child. And before that, I will try to mark it visited. Okay. Okay, it is a set. Cool or not? So basically, I just have marked that this node is now visited. Now I'll do everything else. Now in the same way, I'll try to check for right node, and will push that as well, right? And in the same way, I'll try to look into the its parent. If the parent is also existing, then I should also have to push it. So to do that, what I can do is the where can I get the reference of the parent node in the from the get parent mapping, isn't it? I'll look into the get parent, and I'll, as this is the child, okay, this is one of the child current node, and I'll see that okay, is there any parent exist for this particular current node? If this does exist, then I'll try to push that in my queue. So I'll see that okay, the parent is not actually, it should be checked okay properly, because it can be happen that I am again trying to, I'm again trying to insert the same parent which has already been visited. So in that case, so visited of, what is that? Get parent of current node. If that is basically not visited yet, and get parent of current node existing as well. So in that case, I will push that. Okay. Okay, cool. So yeah, so this is it. And let's say I just have traversed the entire level. I mean, the level I'm currently at. So I'll now try to decrease my k. Okay, because I just have. So basically, why I'm decreasing k? Let me tell you. Just to let me pick my pen. Yeah. So see, this is nothing but the level 0. Okay, this is nothing but level 0 for this particular target node. Basically, the target node you can consider as the actual node, right, from where I am trying to find out all the nodes which are actually present at k distance away. So this particular node is present at level 1, you can tell that, or this particular, these all these nodes are actually not all this node, I'm sorry. um Let me clear. Okay, let's say this is level at level 0. So this node is at level 1. This node is also at level 1, right? And these nodes are also at level 2, Similarly, this node is at level 2, and these are at level 3. Are you getting the thing? So how can I do that? So that is why, for example, I'm right here, and I came to here. Okay, as I came to here, and in the same way, I have inserted these nodes in my queue, 6, 2, and 3. And when I have traversed all these three nodes, that means what? That means I just have traversed all the elements present at level 1. All right. Then I will push all the nodes uh, which are their children. For example, all the nodes of 2, right? Similarly, all the nodes of 3. So that means 2, 7, and 4. So these three nodes are at level 2. So that is why I just need to decrease, I would say decrease the k. So basically I just have written that this is at level 0, but you can also think, as I have programmatically written, let's say that this is at level k. Okay, this is at level k, or I would say k is basically, what is k? K is basically 2, I guess. Yeah. So this is k, this is 2. So this is 1, this is 1, and this is 1 as well. And this is 0. Okay. These three are 0 at level 0. So that means if I'll go to another level, I just have to decrease my k. And when I go right here and I see this is 0, so that means this is one of the answer. That is one of the node that required to be printed. All right. So I hope it is pretty clear to you guys. So yeah, so this is what I have done till now. And yeah, and right now I just have to return, but I just need to return what is that answer. All right. So answer. So did I declare the answer? I guess no. So let's declare it. Okay. Now it is pretty much cool. It will work now. um I guess there is spelling mistake. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Actually, this is the set. Actually, I just have treated it as uh, array. So I'm really sorry. Let me do it quickly. If I found it, I did not found it there, right? So visitor dot end, and let's do it for everything, because I just have treated all of them as a vector, not as a set. Okay, and cool. I guess it is pretty much clear to you. Hmm. Let's try it again. Yeah, it is accepted. Now let's submit it to see whether it is actually working or not. And it worked. So this is it, guys. I hope it is pretty clear to you why we require the mapping right here. If you have any such doubt, you can simply ask the specific doubt in the comment section, and let's be more interactive. All right. So basically, let me tell you. Let me let's do a quick recap. Why did we really need the mapping right here? Basically, we can simply do a simple breadth first search, because we have the access to both left and right child for any such node. Okay, so unless that is a null node, we have access to any left or right node for any such node, right? So that is where we can move downward always, okay? But it is very it is difficult to move upward because there is no, I would say, no reference to the top parent, okay? For example, I just want to move to 3, so there is no such reference to or privilege, with me to move to 3, because I just do not have any reference to it, reference of 3, I would say. So in that case, I need a mapping which will tell me that, okay, 3 is your parent. All right. So in this way, I can move to 3. And, in 3, one should have the, one should also know that who is my parent. So it should be 3. And everyone should know who is their parent. So except the nodes which is below the target, because I can move always downward from target to find out those nodes which are actually k distance away from the target. So so this is the requirement why we just had to use mapping right here. And notice that we just have used unordered map, or that is a hash table. So to get the parent for any such node in constant amount of time, we this could even this is, if I will exclude this, we can also find parent for every children by recursively running each time, right? And just just using DFS. All right. So that in that case, I have to, let's say I just have any parent, I'm right here at any node, and I just have to find out the distance from the target node, and in this way I have to find out the parent of each node. And we can do that as well, but it will cost us a little more time right here. So yeah, so this is it. I hope it is pretty much clear to you now. So now the time and space complexity. So the time and space complexity right here, both is a order of n, because we just have touched each node, once only. And yeah, so this is it. So I hope it is pretty clear to you. And if you just have liked it, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. So thank you guys. Thank you for watching it. Thank you so much.